McCoy Popioko reporting live from Legazpi City in Albay. Now, an eruption of emotions as lawmakers tackle various issues on transportation, including traffic management plans and railway safety. Discussions were going quite well until tension escalated between the House Speaker and the MRT General Manager. Our AC Nichols tells us what happened.
It was supposed to be a regular congressional briefing on MRT projects, but tempers ran high when lawmakers challenged MRT General Manager Rodolfo Garcia's competence to run the train system. House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez lost his cool when Garcia said they are checking whether the Chinese trains from Dalian are still functional. As Transport Secretary during the Arroyo administration, Alvarez supervised the MRT.
We are looking at the Dalian train kung magagamit namin ito.
Hindi nga pwede yan. Hindi nga match ang signaling. Hindi mo pa ba alam hanggang ngayon yan?
Nalagyan na po ang apat ng... pwede pong lagyan ang Dalian train ng signaling.
Sigurado ka?
I was assured by...
Sigurado ka? Sigurado ka?
Then I will resign kung hindi ako sigurado.
Okay. Please take note.
Gusto mo mag-resign na ako ngayon na.
The hearing discussed ways the management can take to ease congestion. Garcia almost walked out as some lawmakers moved to cite him in contempt, denouncing the officials' disrespect of proceedings. But things cooled down as quickly as they heated up. Garcia apologized to Alvarez and the hearing went on. When asked if he was serious about resigning, Garcia admitted he was considering it.
Medyo pressured na po ako sa SGM.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm really contemplating of
thank you.
Going out.
While he says he's not pushing Garcia to step down, Alvarez says it's obvious why he challenged the MRT official's competence.
Mahigit isang taon na rin eh. Meron bang pagbabago? I think it's just getting worse.
Garcia's decision to quit is in limbo at this point. But what is sure is that riders continue to suffer from frequent train breakdowns. Just last week, operations halted and passengers were forced to get off because of a smoke inside the train. Despite this, officials insist the train is safe and passengers can expect better service late February. By then, spare parts would have arrived so that there will be more trains on the tracks. AC Nichols, CNN Philippines.
We appreciate all your online comments on our top stories. Keep them coming through our social media pages at CNN Philippines. We're also live right now on Facebook. U.S. President Donald Trump mixed tough talk and calls for unity in his first State of the Union address. Mr. Trump called on Democrats and Republicans to look beyond divisions for the good of all Americans. He also urged Congress to review the administration's proposal in immigration. The plan includes a pathway to citizenship for nearly 2 million undocumented immigrants. It also seeks stronger border security and the end of so-called chain migration. Mr. Trump said he wants to make the country strong for its legal residents.
My duty. Melania. More than 40 lives. Ashley, we all thank you. Thank you. And their right to the American dream. Because Americans are dreamers too.
For political analyst Dindo Manhit, the White House proposal in immigration does not have a direct effect on Filipinos for now. But he tells CNN Philippines that should it be legalized, Filipino families may have a harder time migrating to the U.S.
My duty and the sacred duty of every elected official in this chamber is to defend Americans, to protect their safety, their families, their communities, and their right to the American dream, because Americans are dreamers too.
Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales finally breaks her silence on Malacanang's order to suspend overall Deputy Ombudsman Melchor Carandang. And a sad day for Glee fans. Troubled Hollywood actor Mark Salling has died. Those stories next here in Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. Welcome to Facebook Live here on CNN Philippines Newsnight. The super blue blood moon, a rare phenomenon, very rare. It happens every 100 years or so. Plenty of anticipation and expectation right now. Just a while ago, Trisha Terada, our reporter, talking about what was going on at the UP Diliman Observatory. Also, McCoy Popioko live from Legazpi City in Albay, where they're also watching out for the super blue blood moon. McCoy spoke to several people, members of a video production company who are trying to capture that moment when the super blue blood moon makes itself very visible. Also, we did ask McCoy about what was going on in Mayon volcano, and of course there were those questions that were posed to volcanologists about any connection between a super blue blood moon and what effect does it have, if any, on volcanic eruptions. Ed Laguerta there explaining no such thing, and if no connection whatsoever. And if ever the eruptions get even stronger, that would just be a coincidence. Well, also a shouting match between the general manager of the Metro Rail Transit, MRT, and the Speaker of the House, Bebot Alvarez. In the meantime, we'd like to say hello to Shirley Ragual, who's in Hong Kong, Ferdy Caneja in Italy, Wawi Lumahan in Japan, Nestor Napigkit in Osami City, and J.M. Leones in Guam. Thank you very much for being with us. Tell us what you think of the stories. You can comment down below or tweet us, tag us at CNN Philippines. This is Newsnight on CNN Philippines. The Ombudsman finally speaks up on Malacanang's order to suspend overall Deputy Ombudsman Melchor Canandang. In a statement, Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales describes the recent spate of events as a great cause for concern. Morales says the order is, quote, a clear affront to the Supreme Court and an impairment of the constitutionally enshrined independence of the Office of the Ombudsman, unquote. In a text message to CNN Philippines, a staff member of the Ombudsman says it's clear that Morales will not enforce the suspension order. But Malacanang is standing by its decision to suspend Canandang. This despite a 2014 Supreme Court ruling which bars the president from disciplining a deputy ombudsman. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque says they will insist on the suspension order since the law is alive, dynamic, and should not be static.
We maintain the position as the Aquino administration that the president has power to discipline non-impeachable officers.
Roque says Canandang has 10 days to file a response to the order. The Office of the President will decide on the matter after this period lapses. Meanwhile, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Sal Pinelo says the suspension must be carried out until a court declares otherwise. If not, the Ombudsman may be open to administrative and criminal sanctions. Health officials deny the existence of a so-called mafia that allegedly benefited from the controversial dengue vaccine program. Facing the Commission on Appointments, Health Secretary Francisco Duque said there is no evidence that would confirm this. A former consultant under former Health Secretary Paulino Bial earlier said DOH officials divided among themselves some 550 million pesos from the Dengvaksha Fund. But Health Undersecretary Carolina Talino denied the allegation. She explained the money is still with the Philippine Children's Medical Center, and the Commission on Audit verified this. Government hospitals supervised the purchase of Dengvaksha. The CA, meantime, deferred voting on Duque's appointment. Senator Gregorio Onasan, who led the hearing, said committee members still have questions on many issues at the DOH.
The fact na sinuspend means that we want to think about it, his responses to our questions. I'm not prepared to say na okay na, satisfied na yung commission.
I cannot second guess the CA, whatever it is that they have picked up from my answers to their manifold questions. Let's respect the time that they need to make whatever decisions is appropriate.
The controversy surrounding the dengue vaccine is discouraging some parents to have their children avail of other immunization programs of the government. Parents are urged not to let it get in the way of their children's health. Our Cian Arcangel reports.
Jocelyn de la Vega is afraid to have her children vaccinated again amid the controversy caused by the dengue vaccine. De la Vega, whose 11-year-old daughter received the dose of the anti-dengue vaccine, is concerned that other forms of immunization will be risky for her children. Adding to her fears is the recent hospitalization of one of her daughter's classmates who was also immunized with dengue for dengue.
Yung susunod, hindi na. Ayoko na siguro. Mahirap na. Parang nakakatakot na. Kasi unang-una, sabihin lang nila sa'yo, hindi sinabi ng supplier, may pagkakamali. Paano ko sa susunod? May mangyari sa anak namin.
As the government deals with the fallout over the dengue controversy, health workers in cities like Manila deal with the reluctance or outright rejection from parents and children when offering vaccines for contagious diseases such as measles and mumps. Dr. Rosalina Roquetan, chief of the Manila Health Department's Division for Maternal and Child Health, says parents are even hesitant to have their daughters vaccinated against the human papilloma virus, which causes cervical cancer.
Ito nga lang yung pagpasok lang ng HPV, testing the water kung ano ang ng health providers. Pagdating sa school, pass muna daw.
In the Zamboanga Peninsula region, the health department reports 60% of school children in public schools were not dewormed because parents refused to give their consent. Tan says they are also having a hard time implementing the program in Manila.
This year, there's a difficulty because some parents doesn't give their consent to have their children dewormed. However, we have some advice to do it in a subtle way because still some parents doesn't like their children to be dewormed.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque assures parents there are no dangers to deworming their children. He adds the DOH will extend its deadline for regional offices to meet deworming targets, so there will be more time for an information campaign.
So there's an assurance it's safe.
Yeah, it's safe. It's always been done for the longest time.
Tan says they are considering asking DOH for a delay in the implementation of certain vaccination programs at schools later this year to address parents' concerns about immunization. But she hopes the controversy over dengue will die down soon so that parents will no longer fear having their children vaccinated.
And sana ang pakiusap namin na wag nang madamay yung ibang bakuna kasi we don't want to see na after several years may mag-emerging na mga sakit na naman.
Cian Arcangel, CNN Philippines.
A Spanish national allegedly linked to the Abu Sayyaf shows up at the Justice Department to answer charges against him. In a written response, Abdel Hakim Labidi Adib asks for the dismissal of the complaint, quote, in the absence of evidence. The military arrested Adib at a checkpoint in Basilan last January 22nd. He was with an alleged bandit member who evaded arrest. They seized from Adib 2 grenades, improvised explosive device parts, identification cards, and money. Adib denies owning the bag where the explosives were found. He says it was his first time to see the hand grenade and homemade bomb during inquest proceedings. The case is now submitted for resolution.